Hey there, South Mississippi. Chief Meteorologist Eric Jeansonne here. The quick update on the tropics, the latest on Hurricane Helene, plus a cold front that is headed our way that's going to bring us some temperatures that feel more like fall by tomorrow and Friday. So let's take a look at the latest for Hurricane Helene. Winds of 85 miles per hour as of 7 o'clock. The hurricane hunters are out flying in the storm right now. They will have a new update at 10 o'clock. But the latest, moving to the north at 12 miles per hour. Looking at the latest satellite, we're seeing thunderstorms wrapping around the center, which is an indication that the storms, or at least the storm, is beginning to strengthen. Look at the wind field with this, a very large wind field extending about 425 miles across. So that is one of the big concerns with a large wind field like this, a big storm surge threat for Florida. In fact, lots of tropical storm warnings for pretty much the entire state of Florida, pretty much all of Georgia and South Carolina, and hurricane warnings for southwestern Georgia and northern Florida there. Storm surge warnings in effect for Florida and the area across the Big Bend, maybe a storm surge up to 15 to 20 feet. For South Mississippi, very minimal impacts. Most of the rain will be to our east on the east side of the circulation with the storm. Here's a look at the current water vapor. This is a good tool that shows us how the winds are moving in the upper levels, the steering currents, and we see this trough that is digging into the southeast. That trough is sending a cold front our way, and it's also going to help tug Helene and pull it off towards the north and eventually the northeast. And you can see that in this animation here as that high pressure slides off to the east and the low digs to the south. It sort of creates a pathway for the hurricane to make its way through. The latest forecast track takes it into the Florida Panhandle between Panama City and Perry, Florida, as perhaps a Category 4 hurricane. And here's what it looks like on Futurecast. Notice the National Hurricane Center forecast cone there in blue. As we go into tomorrow evening, perhaps a major Category 4 hurricane making its way into the Florida Panhandle and up into Georgia. This is going to bring big impacts throughout the state of Georgia and into the Carolinas. That wind field, you can see how large that wind field is going to be. So it's not just going to be a coastal threat, it will be an inland threat of very heavy rain, flooding, and winds as well. But for South Mississippi, again, the threat is minimal. We're also going to see Helene tracking across the Loop Current, which is the warmest part of the Gulf of Mexico, so there's a lot of deep, very warm waters there. That's one of the reasons why we expect perhaps some rapid intensification as we go into tomorrow. As far as South Mississippi is concerned, tomorrow can't rule out a few rain bands throughout the day, but it will be breezy with those north winds anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. Some gusts over 30 at times will be possible. Looking at Futurecast, a pleasant start in the morning on Thursday with temperatures generally in the upper 60s to low 70s. We'll climb into the 80s by the afternoon. And as we go into Friday, things are looking even cooler. In fact, by Friday morning, low temperatures generally in the 60s. Here's a look at the winds. Again, even as we go into a Friday, we're going to see those gusty winds generally out of the west, 15 to 25. Low temperatures Thursday morning, again, upper 60s, but lower 60s possible by Friday. So that's going to be a nice, cool, fall-like start on Friday. And as far as the weekend goes, so far the weekend is looking pretty good. We're going to have the latest on Hurricane Helene tonight on WLOX at 10 o'clock.